What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. Today we're taking a look at a Darth Vader variant. This one is from Rogue One. I like taking a look at the different variations of different lightsabers. And honestly, at this point, after I think like 5 years of doing these videos, I'm running out of characters. So we'll take a look at this one, and then I'm also going to pull out the other 89 Saber versions of Vader that I have here, so you can see them all side by side, and let me know which one you guys like the most. So this Darth Vader 89 Sabers comes from the folks over at CCSabers. Thank you guys so much for sending this over for everybody to check out. I'll put a link and discount code for you guys down below if you want to check this out and everything else that CCSabers has. Great thing about CCSabers, they're also located here in the States. They're over in Washington. So if you need to get in touch with customer service or return something, it's a lot easier to get something that's here in the States than trying to ship something back overseas. Now, before we dig on in, thank you guys so much for stopping on over for a lightsaber review. Please help me out, hit the like, subscribe, and notification button down below so that you're notified every time I drop a new video, and a special thank you to all of my YouTube channel members for your extra support. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's dig on into this. So we got the CCSabers case over here, which I'm going to move over to the side for right now. What you will get in your package here is obviously the Darth Vader Rogue One hilt right here, along with an 89 Sabers, kind of like suede carrying bag. Now with these things, I don't really store my sabers in them. I usually put like the extra parts, the like a blade plug or screwdrivers and pins and whatever else. Normally I'll just store them in the 89 Sabers bag so I don't lose them. Now this is a Profi 3.9 board, so you'll also get this envelope here along with a full printed out manual on how to run the board. And there are 2 pages here, so definitely read through if you don't know much about Profi and you want to check this lightsaber out. I'll run through a couple of the settings here, but I'm not going to go too crazy. Also included is a screen accurate Darth Vader blade plug, so when you put this thing on display, you can pop this on in there and you'll have a nice screen accurate blade plug for inside. And to tighten down, the retention screws are actually a couple of screws on the side here when you're tightening down either your blade plug or your blade. So you just want to tighten that on down just like that and like that, and that will hold your blade or blade plug in. I love having the screen accurate blade plugs for display. It just kind of, it's like that nice finishing touch. I really like those things. And over here, you'll also get this extra red, it should be a wire, but it's more like a plastic pin. Now you'll have the option to slip it into the side pins over here if you'd like to do that. Let me put it in. I think I usually put most of them in. You can leave them out. It doesn't make a difference. But for me, I just pop them in so I don't lose them really. Boom, just like that. And you have your little red wire on the side. Now, again, you don't have to use that. There's a couple different variations. Some lightsabers have them, some don't. And you'll also get one of my favorite lightsaber stands. It's very museum style, so you could pop your lightsaber up on there and display it. Really, really nice. I love the 89 Saber stands. A nice clear acrylic with the plaque over here. And the plaque here says 89 Sabers Darth Vader Lightsaber Episode Rogue One High-End Collector's Edition. So just a beautiful, beautiful way to display your lightsaber. And of course, you'll get a 1-inch blade. This particular blade, I'm actually going to use, and kind of do a little cross promotion here, I'm actually going to use the PENTA-STAR blade from the folks over at Civilized Sabers. These are handmade to order right here in New Jersey, not too far from me. I've gone over to Civilized Sabers a few times. We've done some videos, we've done some live streams. I absolutely love those guys. So definitely check these out. They are very, very pricey, but they are handmade to order, tested to no end, and they're not coming out of like a mass production factory. Not necessary, you will get a blade with this lightsaber, but this is definitely the highest end blade that I have, and I love using this blade. So before we dig on into that, let's line them all up from A New Hope all the way down. So technically, Rogue One would be before A New Hope. So this is the one we're taking a look at today. And then we have A New Hope here. Then we have The Empire Strikes Back here. And then we also have the DV6, which is an alternate version of the Graflex that they made as a stunt saber. So yes, they look very much alike, except for the DV6, but I mean, you can get yourself one, you should be fine. I usually tend to go for the more Empire Strikes Back, simply because I like the longer grips on here. But starting from over here, which honestly, visually, storytelling-wise, makes absolutely no sense to me. Which is, you know, lightsabers all in general. People are constantly asking me, what's the most movie accurate version of any particular lightsaber you can get? And my answer is, well, what movie, what scene, what shot, you know, because there's some of the films where In the same scene, they're changing lightsabers 2 or 3 times. In Return of the Jedi alone, Luke's fight on the barge, I think, has 4 different variations of his lightsaber just in that scene. And Vader's lightsabers, in many cases, it's the same story. You know, they'll have the belt hanger, then they'll have stunt versions and alternate stunt versions, which is pretty much what this DV6 is. This was a Graflex that was cut down. They painted the top here so you could still see the top of the Graflex. They put this little hood thing on. They drilled holes in. See, on the Graflex, you could see the pins, and you could still see the pins on the DV6 because all they did was put this little sleeve down on it to replicate that look. You know, and then they put a couple of these different things on and some grips and stuff like that, and then they drilled holes and put these Allen screws in there, which held a block which connected the lightsaber blade to this little pin here. So technically this is a Graflex, but it's an alternate version that they made for Vader's stunt saber. And just like this one here, this was an alternate version stunt saber that you may have actually just seen sell for $3.6 million. No, this is not that version. I made this version. I customized this all to kind of replicate that. For the most part, there's supposed to be some broken grips over here. I did not cut the grip or anything. I liked it with all the grips on. So this is my own personal variation and a replica of that $3.6 million stunt prop that sold. And since the Home Depot lightsaber build is really big right now and I'm not jumping on that bandwagon, I did a lot of this stuff. I'm constantly at Home Depot. So this is from Home Depot. The little plate there is from a Home Depot. And in this video, I do take a trip over to Home Depot so you can come along, you know, to Home Depot to see how I found these parts and stuff like that. But yeah, this is my Home Depot customization video. So check that out. I'll put it down below. But anyway, like I was saying, from movie to movie and lightsaber to lightsaber, they changed, and a lot of the times they don't make any sense. Like Anakin's Episode 3 lightsaber technically should be the same lightsaber that's being used in A New Hope, and we also see it in the Kenobi show. They are completely 2 different lightsabers. The one that we see in the Kenobi TV show is the correct lightsaber for Episode 4, which is a Graflex lightsaber. Technically, Rogue One comes before, literally, into the same scene as A New Hope right here. So if this is the lightsaber we see him in that hallway scene where he's just demolishing all the guys in that hallway, and if this is technically that lightsaber he's using, then how do we get to this lightsaber when he walks through the door? It's a completely different lightsaber. The grips are it's like an inch shorter or so on the grips here. This has wires when this one has no wires. And over here we do have a little side clamp. It's just little things like that you just have to put aside, forget about, and just go along with whichever version you like as a Darth Vader, as your Darth Vader lightsaber. But anyway, I just wanted to show you all the ones that I had here. Let's pop these away. Now you see, every time I get a lightsaber from Vader, this plate is always replicated here because Darth Vader's lightsaber, like the Graflex that you see in Episode 4, is a real-world camera flash. And this here is a Micro Precision Products Micro Flash in England. So that is the MPP that you may hear Vader's lightsaber referred to. It's actually a flash unit, and the camera would go here and the bulb would be up there, and you go psh, and that would flash off. And in Episode 4, what you're going to notice is that the grips are also different. Not only are they shorter, but there's one extra. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grips on the A New Hope one, and on the Rogue One we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing with the Empire Strikes Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from one scene to the next scene, somewhere along the line, Vader must have went back to his ship and put his belt on the hook and changed his boots out, popped his lightsaber on the rack, and then when he was ready to jump back into the hallway that he just left, he grabbed a whole different lightsaber, changed his boots, maybe new helmet, possibly went to the laundromat, got his cape washed. You know, you never know. Let's dig on into this a little bit more. If we want to remove this so it's more screen accurate, we do have to pull these pins out. So I'm gonna grab my little tiny model kit tweezers here, and we're gonna pull these pins out on the side. They can be a little tough to get out. Sometimes they're easy. I don't know why they just don't leave these off. There we go. So there's one. There we go. That was a little tough, but now we're talking. So there we go. Now we look much more like a Vader Hilt without that plate on there. and you'll get a lightsaber way more accurate to what Vader's looks like on screen. You know what? I have one photo, and it's the only photo I know of the Rogue One lightsaber. Let me go get that. So there are a bunch of books out there that you can get. They're like archive books, just tons of images and information. This is the ultimate visual guide to Rogue One, and there's like one for every episode out there. Like check this out. Like, this is a really great book, you know. And there's tons of them. I think I have maybe 4 of them, or 3 of them. But just great information and, you know, behind the scenes shots, all of this kind of stuff. It's just so awesome. And then you can keep going through all the names and all the details for all the ships and lightsabers and costumes. I really highly recommend getting some of these books, man. There's just so much information. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. That is way smaller than I thought it was. I'm totally not going to be able to give you a lot of information. This image is like 3 inches tall. So here is the one and only image I know of right here that you can actually see this particular lightsaber clear enough-ish. Let's see how accurate it is. I'll put it right over here. Now, on the top here versus this D-ring, the D-ring on the image, if this is really the actual prop that they used, the D-ring should be, it's actually a different D-ring, should be a bit larger and a little bit more rounder, it looks like. Also, the thumb screw here on the image here looks brass. This here pretty much looks all the same, of course. They do have the red wire in there, so I'm glad I popped that in. That does look accurate to this particular image. And it does have the little screws and everything in the grips here, so that's good to know. But there's no other side. I don't know if there's a clamp on it. If you guys know of other screen accurate images of the Rogue One lightsaber, do put links down below in the comments, because I'd love to see it. But definitely check these books out. There's a lot of them out there. You can get them on Amazon. I'll put links down below so you can check them out. Let's dig on into the Rogue One lightsaber. Let's check out the chassis here. This is the typical chassis we see with a lot of Vader hilts here. And just like all the other ones in the past we've seen, it has a bunch of characters listed around this little red sleeve there, along with a Darth Vader image. And the chassis is fully removable. On the back we have the kill switch. Profi 3.9, you can see the blinking green light there. Around the other side, we have the 18650 battery, your Profi connection right there, by the way. And when you insert them back in, always pay attention to that missing pin, that little black spot there, because you will have to line that up to the one inside the hilt. There's a black pin in here and a missing pin in this one. And you'll see those 2 buttons and LEDs on the top there, along with the battery. It lines up with the clamp card here, and just bloop. And there you go. Just a reminder, this is the Civilized Sabers PENTA-STAR blade, but you will get your own blade with this when you order one. Oh, man, Civilized Sabers blades, they're so bright. Woof. So it's Profi. This thing sounds beautiful. Twist on and twist off. Flash on clash. Lock up. Now this is a 2-button setup. We have the auxiliary here and our power button here to flip through your fonts.
I am a Jedi. That lightsaber was Luke's.
And if you want to go back on fonts, you're going to hold it upside down and hit the auxiliary again.
I am a Jedi.
If you want to access your volume blade off, you're going to hold your power button and click auxiliary. So hold power.
Volume menu.
All right, and then you just twist.
Maximum volume. Maximum volume.
And then just hit your auxiliary to set it in.
Volume menu. Smooth gray.
so bright. Now, if you want to change the color of your blade, hold auxiliary, click power, and just twist. Let's go to this yellowy, orangey, red blade, and then just click power. And that'll set it in. All right, my friends, that is about it. This is the Rogue One variation of Darth Vader's lightsaber, made by 89 Sabers from the folks over at CCSabers. Thank you guys so much at CCSabers for sending this over for everybody to check out. I'll put a direct link and discount code for everybody down in the description, along with a bunch of other links of stuff that we looked at during this video. Let me know what you guys think of down in the comments of the Rogue One lightsaber, and help me out. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button so that you're notified every time I drop a new video. And to my YouTube channel members, thank you guys so much for your extra support. It means so much. All right, everybody, I will see you on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world, my friends. See ya.